G'day again. Sunday this time, literally the day after I put the last video out. I decided I might head in this morning and do an easy job. Basically the grill on the Chev truck, we had already painted that with a direct gloss black, thinking that we were kind of at that stage a while back. But then it turned out the hood needed so much work to get that right that she's got some bumps and scratches and a little bit of filler and stuff like that on the top grill bar. So I'm just going to drop the grill out now and prep that and don't know, base coat? Yeah, probably re-base coat those and hit them with some clear again this morning. So should be able to get all that done by lunch, I reckon. So just sort of ogling over the bonnet that I painted yesterday. I'm absolutely stoked with this and so bloody happy to be able to do this ourselves now. It's just unreal, it really is. So it looked good yesterday, but like, man, this morning, now that some of that solvent's come out and everything, it's just, oh man, I just couldn't be happier with that. If I can get the rest of the truck to look like this off the gun, I'm very, very happy. Anyway, let's get this grill out. No messing around. So you can see here this top bar ended up getting some filler and stuff on it and some nicks. The rest of it is actually almost perfect, so might actually just Scotch Brite that. I would like to get a little bit of the texture out though that's there. I don't know. We'll start sanding and see what happens. Alright, so I decided to pretty much knock that whole grill down. 240, 320, 400. Got it, all the texture out of it, looking really nice. So I have to re-base coat that now, but I don't care. Like, everything's working out so good. Just want this thing as black as the ace of spades. So yeah, just about to go in the booth and wipe it down with a tack cloth. Just hanging out here with all the race cars. All right, let's go and tack cloth this thing down and get ready to put some base coat down. Sorry about the noise, but just going to give this a good wipe down with a tack cloth now. Just got the heaters on. It's actually quite cold here today, so got the booth up to about 27. So hopefully the grill gets a bit of temperature in it. So we just got a cup of base coat mixed up there. I've only mixed up 400 ml. I reckon that'll well and truly do it. I'm trying to write down sort of how much I'm using on different jobs, because I'm learning as I go, and this, you know, all these products are really expensive, so waste is a really bad deal. You know, especially if you're actually doing something for a customer. But you know, we'll get there, we'll learn and adapt. So yeah, just Valspar base coat, De Beers clear. I'm literally shooting this with a Temu rip-off DeVilbiss base coat gun, and then I do use my Iwata clear gun. So still got a good base coat gun to buy, but you know, it really is actually getting the job done. It lays it down pretty well actually. There was a lot of reviews online that said they were pretty damn good, and yeah, they're right, I think. So just got the second coat of base on that grill. So yeah, just sort of chilling out and waiting for the time to tick over before the next one. Bit of a tricky thing to spray that actually, all together like that, but I think it'll work out alright. Long as the front bars are really nice and shiny, that's really all you see. So back to it in a minute. So we've got our third coat of base on that grill now. Because it was already black, that's plenty on there. I don't want heaps of build or anything. You know, one more step for something to go wrong. It's well and truly covered. So just mixing up some clear now. 2 to 1, 5%. As said, the beer's clear. Jaden put me onto that. You know, it's a really good quality product. You know, you pay for it, but it's working out really good. So mix her up. Just giving that a really good stir. Got about 10 minutes before I got to be in there and put the first coat on. 2 more coats, probably 15 minutes apart after that. And yeah, then we'll just shut the doors and let it set up for the rest of the day and see how it turns out tomorrow. Looking good. Well, that's going to do my little Sunday session. That's 3 coats of clear down on that grill after 3 coats of base. So we'll go in and have a look. So it turned out really well. Probably the only thing that you would be able to do better is literally pull it all apart and potentially do every bar individually. On the second bar back, so basically like the back side, is a little bit peely because you can't hit it really nice with it assembled like that, but the front side that you see, and like honestly reckon realistically when you're standing in front of the truck you pretty much look down like that. I think it's going to look awesome, and it's way better than what it was in the direct gloss the first time around, and it's a hell of a lot flatter. So a little bit of a polish on those front bars, although, you know, honestly, far out. I'd be happy to run that. I'd have no issue with running that at all. Slight air leak, where's that coming from? There we go. Just one of the taps on the little moisture trap, just leaking a little bit. All right, time to go and shut all the lights off, turn the compressor off, lock the place down, and tomorrow's Monday already, so it won't be long, we'll just be right back into the customer stuff. But killer weekend, really good stuff getting done on my mate Brock's 1-tonner. And we can't thank him enough for all the electrical work he did here to help me fit that spray booth to the workshop. And not only that, but like it seems harder and harder to actually meet someone that you can, you know, work and swap hours with, and everything's just easy. Yeah, so thanks Brock, really appreciate your help with all this and always. And yeah, it's so good to have that booth up and running. G'day. It's what are we? Tuesday, 6:30 in the morning. Just come in and got all enthused and decided to get some paint on one of the Chevy truck fenders. I sort of finished prepping that out last night. Probably could have got that painted, but it was getting pretty late, so I decided to call it. And then I was going to leave it for tonight, but it's sitting there, it's prepped, it's ready to go, just needs a wipe down and we're into it. So let's do it. So just counting down the minutes I've actually just laid a sealer coat down on that fender. Fenders on that Chev truck, well, pretty much the Chev truck, but the fenders in particular were really beaten to hell, really rusty. So there's a lot of repairs, a lot of metal work in those fenders. So got quite a few rub throughs yesterday, blocking everything out. So yeah, decided to put a sealer coat on those. I haven't done that before, so got a bit of technical advice there yesterday, and this will be our first go at using a sealer coat. So fingers crossed everything goes to plan. Man, so much to learn, hey? Like, if you got a good painter, or you see someone that's producing really top quality work, there's so much that goes into it. So just got a first coat of base on there. You can just see a bit of black in the background. 4 coats of base goes on, so just building that up slowly. Start of, when was it, middle of last week maybe, first time I'd ever used like a clear over base system. I went way too heavy with the base coat, like straight up. Sort of didn't really understand that it was about building it rather than just sort of, you know, pouring it on like a single stage. So, you know, live and learn. That's what this is all about. It's not a customer's car, it's mine. So, you know, there's no way I'd take any money from anybody for doing anything until, you know, I consider myself to be right up on it. It's no different to, you know, building race cars, building race engines for people. I've done it for many years before I ever took anybody's money for it. So this is just another skill to build, you know, another asset to bring to the workshop. So just keep going. But yeah, first coat down, 3 more to go, and then we're into the clear. at it again. That week vanished already. Saturday again in the workshop. Kind of just continuing on from where we were last week. Tyler's just using the little mini sandblaster just to do the centre cap for the wheels that we had powder coated during the week for Brock's 1 tonner. Set them up with a full set of new Pirellis. That's going to look really, really cool. I've just got some primer setting up in the booth, and then I'm about to do the inside of one of the doors. So we got the wheels for the 1 tonner back from powder coat during the week. They come up awesome. We've just been running around on the GDS wheels for the week. Looking forward to getting them on. So yeah, it's just more of the same. Painting, painting, painting. I decided to do the inside of the doors with a direct gloss rather than a clear. There's so many different angles and bits and pieces, plus like the doors are in pretty crappy nick. They came up nice after restoration. 90% of them is going to be covered with a door trim. So this is just going to speed things up and eliminate the need to, colour sand and polish anything on the inside of the doors. Hopefully I can get that to lay down really, really flat. I usually can with single stage, so fingers crossed. That's about it really. So also during the week I bought a pretty cool little Milwaukee sander, and getting the gear I need organised for colour sanding the parts that we've already painted for the truck. So I might try that out the Savo and show you whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. So that's just 1 coat of direct gloss black on the inside of the door. I'll put 3 on. Went fairly light on that one. It's just going to be way easier than messing around with clear over base on all those door frames, and I'm not really up for hanging the door, and this way when it comes to the other side I can block that side out and put it like facing up, which makes it a lot easier not to get run off and get some big hangers that I've got to polish out then. So it's going to be the way to go for me. So just checking out how we went in the booth this morning, and yeah, really happy. So definitely glad I decided to go DG for the inside of those doors. They came up really good. So that's 3 coats of Valspar direct gloss on the inside of the doors and the frames. Also did some center caps for Brock's wheels that we fitted to his 1 tonner. So we'll just shut the door and leave them here in the warm for a while and go and prepare another door. G'day again. It's Sunday now, next day. Was going to have the day off today, but sort of thought, well, might as well push on and get the rest of that door done. So just a quick drop into Sydney Tools and grab a new airline, because one in the paint booth there yesterday decided to explode, which is fantastic. Of course, you love it when you buy all new airlines and everything, and they last 4 weeks. So, cheers to today's parts and products that you buy that are just junk. So anyway, new airline, put that in the booth now, bring the door out, unmask it, and flip it over, sand out the other side, and then remask it, get back in the booth, and let's try and get that one door finished up today. Okay, so that door now is all unmasked. The top of this has not been blocked out yet, so I'm going to block that all out now. Then what we'll do is we'll back mask the other side, and then we're going to have to lay down a coat of sealer once this is blocked out, because I reckon it's going to have quite a few rub throughs, and then we'll lay on the black and the clear. Let's see if we can get that done in time to have an afternoon off. Alright, we're clean, we're back masked, we're in the boot, ready to lay down a little bit of primer, and then we'll wet on wet the base coat, and then clear over. Let's get to it. We just need some cups. That's not easy one-handed. Alright, we've got our primer mixed up. Ready to go. So just killing time until that primer has half an hour to, you know, make sure all the solvents have come out of it before the base coat goes down. Starting to get a bit of a handle on this wet on wet process, thanks to heaps of help from Jaden. I know I reference him a lot, but I couldn't do this without him. Basically, you know, this is my first clear over base paint job from start to finish. Never used the products before, so you know, it's a whole other black art that I've got to learn, and I haven't been happy with like the amount of texture that I've got. There's only really one, it was actually one of the front fenders. The rest blocked out okay, still had plenty of primer on, but that one blocked through a lot of rub through. So I did that one wet on wet, but straight away I wasn't happy with the amount of texture in it. It's got heaps of clear on there, it's going to polish out fine, but really the goal for myself is to get it, you know, a lot better off the gun, make polishing a lot quicker. I want to be able to lay it down like I can lay down single stage, because I can always make that look good straight off the gun. Everyone keeps telling me, you know, you can't put that much clear on and expect it to look, you know, that flat off the gun, but I've seen the really good guys do it, so just keep aspiring, keep practicing, keep looking up to the guys that really know their trade, ask questions, and you know, and just get better. So anyway, that's nearly going to be done, so we'll get in there and 4 coats of base down, then 3 coats of clear. So still got a fair bit to do. It is Sunday. I reckon I'll be out of here by about 1 o'clock though, so that's going to be a good thing. Well, that's our third coat of base on that door. One more to go. Come in, we'll have a look. So definitely got that base coat laying down a lot flatter now. I think really what it came down to was just having far too much fluid coming out of the gun for how fast I can move, like while I'm learning this system. So for me it was better to shut the fluid down so I could still hold it nice and close and get it to push down nice and flat. Would have been good to work that out a little bit earlier, but shit happens. That's why you learn on your own stuff. So just mixing up our clear coat now. Probably got about 600-700 mil, probably about 700 mil of that. We'll get down a fairly dry coat to start with, and then we'll build up to the third coat where that's going to go on as wet as. Because that's laying down flat, I reckon I'll be able to push that down pretty hard and get that looking pretty good. So what do we got? Got about 4 minutes for our last coat of base, and then we're into the clear. Got my water clear gun there set up, ready to rock and roll. Just going to start that 3 turns out and closed so that I don't put too much on that first go around, and then we'll open it up and pretty much wide open on the last coat. So wish us luck. Well, that's going to wrap up today. Sunday's done, and I reckon that'll wrap this video up as well. So that's 3 coats of clear on that door. We'll go in and have a quick look. Sorry about the fan roaring, but I'm just going to let that keep sucking that out of there for a little minute. So that's laid down as flat as. Oh, you've got to be joking. Well, let's try that again. So I was just going in the booth to show you that third coat, getting ready to shut everything down. Literally just cleaned the gun, and there's a frickin' fly stuck in the clear in the middle of that door. So I still had a little bit of clear in the PPS cup. So just quickly put the gun back together, spotted in a little bit of clear where he went for his little walk, and then just hit one more coat over the door. So now we'll go in and we'll have a look and see what we've got left. But at least we'll have enough in that spot to polish out if he's left any debris. Man, I'm pissed because that was awesome. That was so glassy. Alright, so we definitely saved it. You can just see right there a tiny little ripple. So it's not going to be a problem. But can you believe that shit? Seriously? Not the first or second coat, the frickin' last one. Anyway, I guess that's what happens. Just got to move real quick and sort it out. So got away with that, I think only just. It's going to wrap up the video. It's definitely wrapped up my Sunday. Still going home with a smile. Come in tomorrow, clean up the mess, right back into the customer stuff. Thanks heaps for watching. My wife's been doing a heap of work on the YouTube page, doing some better thumbnails, some better descriptions and titles and AI stuff and all the rest of it. But if you could please hit the like button, maybe subscribe to the channel,
please leave a comment, you know, get involved. Makes a massive difference to if the channel can grow. If the channel can grow, we can do some more fun stuff, you know, literally just for YouTube rather than, you know, just work stuff all the time. But anyway, till next time, see ya.